Welcome to Mueller time. What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing very well. After working a 12-hour day, I just treated myself to a little Hannity.
Oh, I saw that on your television screen. What the heck's wrong with you tonight?
Yeah, every 4 weeks or so, I'll flip on a little Hannity. So of course he's flipping out about the usual.
I was going to turn on some Fox. I think if you all listened to last week's episode, our post-election night episode, I was going to take a victory lap by watching Fox. I didn't want to do that. The next day, it's like, I don't want to watch this crap.
Yeah.
I'm in too good of a mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, man, so the blue wave is still rolling in.
Flipped another Senate seat today.
Yeah. We flipped the Senate seat, which was huge, and then a couple House seats, which is amazing.
And I believe there's still one Senate seat up for grabs, and if that happens, it's in Florida, right?
You know what, man? It's been kind of a long day. I'm not sure which. Oh no, yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
Well, now if this one happens to go to the Democrats, that means that the Republicans lost the House and they did not gain anything in the Senate.
Yeah. And there may be, like I said, I've tried to follow. I follow the House races a little closer. So if there is another Senate, I may have missed that. It's a lot of fucking shit to follow. But yeah. The Florida is still, of course, being Florida, they're still rocking the recount thing there between Bill Nelson and what's his face, the bald, Rick Scott.
Yeah.
So
that guy's so creepy looking.
But yeah, he looks like RoboCop or something. But the big thing being when that night happened, the election, some people were freaking out a little. It's obvious that, and then by the end of the night, you knew it was a blue wave, but it's still going.
Yeah.
We flipped Dana Rohrbacher's seat.
Oh, I prematurely called that last week when we were recording, I think. I read somewhere that he lost, and then it wasn't actually decided yet. Well, yeah, Dana Rohrbacher, who has been in office in Orange County since the 80s, he's out.
Yeah, 15 terms, done. Not a coincidence it happened right now. Think about that. He won all those terms, but he lost now because his constituents knew that he wasn't around, and they knew the Russia thing hurt him too.
Yeah. And that part of Orange County went for Hillary in 2016, which is crazy to begin with. That's Orange County, home of the John Birch Society. That is as Republican as you can be. It's Reagan country. And they went blue.
Yeah, we also flipped Darrell Issa's seat.
Yeah, that's right. Issa lost.
Yeah. Well, he basically had retired, but in any other year, whoever...
Oh, he didn't run, did he?
He didn't run, but the person who did run should have won.
Right on.
It's as good as beating him.
Flippers.
And
we like flippers.
Right. We like flippers. And the reason he didn't run was because he knew he was going to lose.
Yeah.
So they ran some other bozo. Actually, I'm not even sure who it was, and they lost. Darrell Issa's biggest accomplishment, by the way, I'm not sure if you knew this. If you ever happen to accidentally lean against an expensive car, you may have heard his voice telling you to back away from the car.
No way.
Yeah.
No, I remember that. That's Darrell Issa's voice.
That's how he made his fortune.
I parked in the Beverly Center once in their parking structure. I can't remember what vehicle I was parked next to. I did not touch the vehicle. I got out of my car, and the car started telling me to get away from the car. Not my car. The car I was parked next to.
That was Darrell Issa.
I didn't touch the car. My door didn't hit that car. Wow, that I just love it now. That it's Darrell Issa's voice doing that.
He founded that company, which name I'm blanking on. Yeah, and it's called like Viper or something.
I had no idea. Yeah. Wow, that's happened to me.
Step away from the vehicle, which is actually kind of cool. Like I'll give it to him. Like he was kind of an interesting guy outside of politics. Like at least he actually made his own business and he actually did something. Unlike, the jackhole in chief or whatever.
Business was not designed to be fraudulent.
No, he created a product, which, you saw it. They got your ass in the Beverly Center.
Hold on a minute. You can't say it got my ass because I didn't do anything to have my ass gotten.
Well, listen,
getting out of my car and getting yelled at by an inanimate object, I did not deserve that.
Like Clint Eastwood once said, and Unforgiven, deserves got nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay. What movie is that?
Unforgiven.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, we have a movie list that we got to get you. Maybe we can. I'm always trying to think of like sponsorship ways. Maybe we can get Mueller Time listeners to sponsor some movies for you.
Well, I've listened to podcasts where Netflix is the sponsor that they read at the top of the show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of ways to get you free money, like they would buy you. movies.
Well, I'll take that $11 a month back that I pay into Netflix.
So
$12. How much am I paying? I don't even know what they're charging me now.
Yeah, it went up recently.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like it's Mueller time with one Jerome Corsi. It is Mueller time.
Mm-hmm. Now, I heard Natasha Bertrand from The Atlantic throw a little water on that tonight. She was on with Chris Hayes on MSNBC.
Well, I saw that. What they're saying is that because Jerome Corsi is the one saying that Jerome Corsi is going to get indicted.
On InfoWars, by the way.
Right, right, exactly. And I respect that because Natasha Bertrand is a great journalist, and she wasn't the only one. Mm-hmm. But I did a lot of thinking about it, and yeah, he's going to get indicted.
I hope so. Now, the other thing, though, that she was hanging her hat on, that he was kind of making it up, is that when he made his little announcement about, I'm getting indicted, then he kind of plugged his crowdsourcing legal defense fund.
I was thinking about
it's just a cash grab, it's a possible cash grab, according to Natasha Bertrand. It's
possible, but it's a strange way to make money, and I don't think he's ever. Although he is all about the money. To the best of my knowledge, I've followed him pretty closely. I don't think he's ever tried to get money before in that way.
Well, he's never had quite the opportunity to get a lot of money that way.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite sure that he's going to get indicted.
Yeah. They were making fun of him, Corsi on MSNBC, because when he was giving his little speech on his InfoWars show, he kept using the phrase "to the best of my recollection" whenever he was trying to say, well, maybe did I don't know, to the best of my recollection, I did not speak with Julian Assange. Yeah, the best of my recollection.
Right.
That's the key phrase.
No, I'm sure he wants some money as always, but he's really just trying to get out ahead of this thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. It's not believable to me that, because I heard a few journalists maybe saying that. Mm-hmm. It's just not believable that and how much money are you? Like, I understand that you're going to raise a little bit, but I don't see that being worth that. I think the guy probably is fucking scared, and he got on. Yeah. Hey, that's what you can do now. Get on YouTube. Blast that shit out to your followers. It's like try to feel better.
Well, that's the whole playbook for everyone on that side. They
right.
all beg and ask for money, and they're shameless about it. They're doing nothing different than what we're doing here. And, sure, we would like to get money, but we're not going to sit here begging you for cash. We're not setting up GoFundMes to say, hey, pay us. That's what everyone on the right does with their websites and their news sources. And it just,
We are going to do that, but just not.
No, we're going to go get a sponsorship, which is the way it's done. We're not asking our listeners to reach in their pocket and hand us money, are we? Are we doing that?
Well, Corsi is.
We're not now.
Corsi is. This dude is definitely going to get indicted. Yeah. And what a beautiful thing, because Corsi is the father of all the dirtbags that we have to deal with now. Mm-hmm. I mean, he is the father figure. I mean, this guy, Swift Boat Veterans for Truth. That's him.
Yeah.
He created the birther thing.
He did. That's right. He's credited with that. No, but Hillary did it. Hillary started it. It wasn't him.
Talk about poetic justice. Donald Trump is president because, mostly because he was on TV, but also he launched his political thing, whatever this is, by the birther thing.
Yes.
And now the guy who created it is going to prison. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. What a great news.
Yeah, well, they're all going to prison. Did you hear that new Ice Cube song, Arrest the President?
Amazing. And I was actually thinking about queuing it up, but then I was like, no, everyone heard it.
We have it on our Facebook page. We linked it on YouTube. Ice Cube, Arrest the President. He drops an N-bomb in there, and it's a great song.
Yeah. He called him Russian intelligence. Yeah, that was
N-word is Russian intelligence.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing. Really good song, actually.
Yeah.
The verses, it was weird though. Like the verses seem separate from the chorus.
It does. I mean, I played it for some of my hip hop minded friends, and I have to agree with this criticism. It sounds dated. It definitely sounds like '90s West Coast G-funk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole like crip walking part and all that. Yeah, that's a little dated in the hip hop world right now. But I'm giving Ice Cube a free pass just for the verse that we just mentioned.
Yeah, and I don't listen to that much hip hop, but I know music, and when I listened to it, my impression, I didn't feel dated. It felt like actually right now.
Yeah, well, the point you just made though, where the other verses that aren't about Trump. Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling that Cube had this song in the bag and then just came up with this and just threw it in there. The Arrest the President part. That's kind of what it sounds like to me, because the other parts have nothing to do with Trump.
Yeah, Snoop went to the White House too. I don't know if you saw that.
Smoked a blunt on the sidewalk outside.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, man, Corsi. So Jerome Corsi. I mean, this guy. You can just Google him. He actually lives in my home state of New Jersey. I think he lives near Bedminster, where
Of course he does.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been involved in a lot of bad stuff, and he's in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
The key thing that they seem to be focusing on, because all these guys are like tough talking about, like they make, like Roger Stone created his own reputation, but none of them seem to want to admit who actually was really the link between the Trump campaign and Russia. That's what they're all lying about.
Yeah.
Because they don't like these guys don't mind saying that, like, I received stolen data, or like they don't even mind saying, like, I don't think they would even mind saying I got files from WikiLeaks. But what they're all lying about is because that they're trying to be like, hey, I'm a journalist, like I receive things, that's not illegal. But they all seem to be lying about the who they talk to, because that's where the crime is.
Yeah, exactly.
And whether they told Trump.
Yeah.
See, they should have just kept their fucking mouth shut.
Okay, so we were really hoping that something was going to come down last Wednesday, the day after Election Day. We were hoping Friday morning we were all going to wake up to news from Mueller. Well, we still haven't woken up to that yet. It's coming any day. I feel it.
Yeah. And to me, the Corsi thing was like, I absolutely believe that's going to happen.
Look, I'm putting a little stock in Natasha Bertrand's possible debunking of the Corsi situation.
Well, she didn't debunk it. She just said, be careful.
Possible debunking, yes.
Yeah, she was just, she's doing what a good journalist does.
Yeah, because good journalists don't do radio shows on Infowars.com like Corsi. Corsi or Corsi? Am I pronouncing it wrong? Like I pronounce everybody's names wrong on this show?
It's Corsi.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter because he's going to prison, but he can write a book there. Ken Delanian seemed pretty sure, though.
Yeah, that's right. Ken Delanian was in the same segment, and yeah, he did not throw any water on it.
Yeah.
And he is a very upstanding reporter.
Yeah, and he was the one I actually saw breaking the story. So that was great news. I think part of why these guys, why they were so careless is that, I mean, imagine if you've done something for 40 years and never paid any consequences. Corsi's been around forever. So has Roger Stone. Because I was trying to figure out, why would you be so stupid? And they even admit, like, Roger Stone even admits, like, yeah, I talked to Guccifer 2.0. I'm like, what the fuck would you admit that? And then that made sense.
Well, look, they obviously love the attention, and
exactly.
Maybe they think that they're above the law, or Trump's going to just clear, or Kavanaugh is going to clear whatever they need to clear when it finally goes to the Supreme Court.
All of the above. You're right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Well, Mueller's coming for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, she's a bonus. When this whole thing started, I knew that Mueller would get, I knew he's going to get his man, but I never dreamed that someone like that. This is like, it's like you're playing a video game and you hit the bonus section, like Jerome Corsi. Like, who else can we get? The NRA is another bonus section.
Yeah.
Unlock achievement. Like, are you kidding me? For real. Like the NRA is going down. Or at least the senior leadership is, like with Maria Butina.
All right. I haven't heard when her actual trial begins. Do we know that? Do we know that date?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we should find that out.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's
important.
How the NRA is going to go down. And
it's important, yeah.
It could very well be 18 months away from her court date.
Yeah. It's going to be a while.
Well, I was exaggerating a little bit, but yeah.
No, it is going to be a while. They're probably trying to get her to talk as we speak. So, yeah.
How was your Veterans Day today?
It was good. It was good.
Did you walk out in the rain today? Well, we didn't have rain over here.
Yeah, it's almost
on this side of the country.
Every time you think there's like you hit rock bottom, there's a new low. This presidency, this is in the top. I'm going to say the top 7.
And it got no play on the news today. In case you're not sure what we're talking about, we're recording this podcast on Veterans Day 2018, and the person who holds the office of president could not be bothered to step outside and go to Arlington National Cemetery to pay tribute to our fallen soldiers. He stayed in the White House tweeting.
Did you watch a lot of news today? Because I saw it on every show. They were slamming him. Like,
no, I guess maybe I didn't watch a lot of news today.
Oh no, it's okay.
No, I watched. I mean, I heard this story on the news, but I mean, okay, I'm getting to the point though. Yeah. What if Obama stayed in the White House and just ignored Veterans Day? what would the right have done to him?
Yeah, I was.
So this is why, it's on the news, but it was just another story on the news today.
I hear you. Yeah.
So what the hell?
No, you're right. Like you're right, and it was on like every show. But I hear what you're saying. Like it was not on obviously Fox, and
no, I mean that's Obama would be impeached. He would have been impeached if he ignored Veterans Day. The one thing you cannot do in this country is disrespect the military, and for the president to. Nah, it's raining. I'm going to stay inside. What the hell? Come on.
Yeah. So Trump went over to France, and
well, he did the same thing in France.
Yeah,
and he was back in D.C. today, and he did it today in D.C.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about France.
No, he did it today in D.C.
No, yeah, I group it all together. It's all the same tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went first. He went to France, and he like slept in. He skipped. Yeah, he skipped a World War I memorial.
He skipped Europe's Remembrance Day. He skipped America's Veterans Day.
So the thing about him doing
he was in Europe for it.
Yeah, but I thought a lot about this. It's a couple things. I mean, we don't really know why he's doing it, but I think there's some real going down, and I think he doesn't want to be in public. That's
mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. They said the thing about the hair. He didn't want his hair wet, maybe, but no, something else is going on because.
His whole family's about to get indicted. That's what's going on, and he knows it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
he didn't show up at Arlington. Nah, something's up, and I don't know what it is. And I'm not like I tell you, like I do goof on a lot of people who think like they know what's going on with the Mueller investigation. Like that's a big thing now. Like no one knows what's going on, but something is up with him. Because he could have easily shown up and even given like some bad speech, like ruined it. He wouldn't care.
Well, it's Veterans Day. There would be no social norms broken if he just walked out there and didn't say a word and just paid respect.
Yeah, I was thinking.
He didn't even have to give a speech. He just had to show up.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot today about how the right is they're like fetishizing of the military. It's always been like really strange to me as someone who like I admire our military. Like most Americans, like I've never met one person who like bashed the U.S. military. They might disagree with actions, but it's not like back in the day where people like were angry at, the soldiers themselves. Like it's that Vietnam stuff is over. But there's something like weird, like about in third world dictatorships, the military becomes this object of, it is like a fetish. And that's what the right does. The way they, even like on Twitter, you ever see them like,
oh yeah.
Or like they do the same thing with cops, back the blue.
Come on. You know how much time I spent on Ben Shapiro's website? Yeah, all of those people are like that. They absolutely fetishize the military. It's a little creepy at certain point.
No, and they have only people who have never been in the military do shit like that.
So why is it then okay for Trump to ignore and skip Veterans Day? Why do they all give him a free pass for that?
Well, I'll do you one better. There are 6,000 troops who are standing on an empty border who are going to miss Thanksgiving with their families. They don't get paid any extra. I read that. They don't get combat pay when you're deployed because they're not in combat. They're going to be fucking standing there doing nothing.
No, they're not going to be doing nothing. They're going to be pointing guns at women with their babies.
You're right. They are going to be doing that.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes. But the rest of it, they're there indefinitely. And that caravan of people, of refugees, they're not going to be there for what, a month? So what are they doing like right now? It's such a bad situation.
Yeah. Give us you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry.
Yeah.
But don't have brown skin and don't come through Mexico.
I heard that they were guarding a Whataburger. No, I'm serious. I heard they said some of the troops are like right by this Whataburger. Hold
on. Not being from Texas, I didn't realize this until the election. I guess all of Beto O'Rourke's imagery for his campaign was all like stolen from Whitaker.
Really?
Yeah, they used the same font, same colors, like this black and white design. Yeah, I saw it on my Facebook timeline. Yeah. You have to be from Texas, I guess, to understand what Whataburger is. I guess that's the in and out of Texas.
Yeah. I haven't been to one myself.
I haven't, but the Texans probably haven't been to In and Out.
Yeah, so it's pretty clear with this election that the Republican Party can no longer win unless they cheat, basically. And
it's been like that for a number of elections now, but yeah.
It was, but now it's really clear. Like they didn't win. The only shit they won in this, they straight up cheated or like maybe even with the Beto O'Rourke, like I'm kind of wondering now, maybe they can pull it off a little bit in some areas, but the future is very dim for them.
Yeah.
And that's actually, I got to be honest, as much as I don't like them, that's not a good thing. One party rule is never good. And there used like I was watching before you came in. I was watching Chuck Hagel talk. I don't know if you remember him. He was a Republican senator.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what happened to that guy? Like you could admire that guy if you didn't agree with him. He was talking about how pissed off he is at Trump because he's a combat veteran. Yeah. That's like people.
Those Republicans are being pushed away, out of the party.
I never had any problem with those guys.
I mean, look, John McCain was the perfect example of that.
Right.
And then someone we briefly spoke to. Now, this is not a politician; it's a journalist, Jennifer Rubin from the Washington Post.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, when you read her column, it says conservative columnist.
Yeah.
And there's a whole campaign on the right that she should not be allowed to call herself a conservative.
She seemed a little shy. I remember that. Like that was my impression of her. But yeah, no,
she was nice. She let us take her photo.
She let you take her photo,
she
right?
Let me take a photo of her. Yeah.
No, that was cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I think I might have stepped out for that, but that seemed like a nice woman. And I mean, look, hey, at least she's on TV a lot. Yeah. It's a good thing for her.
But no, that gets back to the people on the right that you do respect, even if you don't share political beliefs with them. You respect them. Right. Those types are not welcome in Trumplandia.
Right. They're the party of white. It's a white identity party now. Yeah. They're right-wing extremists. And, yeah. Oh,
when did white dude become a racial slur? We don't need to get into that.
White dude is a racial slur?
That happened on my Facebook page this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what we're going to do a bonus episode where we just talk about your Facebook page. That once we start, you know what we should do is unlock. You can only unlock that when you become a subscriber. Or when we.
Okay, let's do it that way. All right.
We'll do
yeah, those are subscriber exclusives to Mueller Time Podcast.
Watch the subscriber shit go down to 0 once they hear the bonus episode. They're like,
thanks a lot. All right, thanks for your support there.
That was my page.
Okay,
that was my page. So I think we should get to one Matthew Whitaker.
Oh yes, let's move on.
The Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, R.I.P. Stan Lee passed away.
Yeah.
Since I brought up the Kingpin, an American legend has passed away. Yeah, he was a great guy.
He sure was.
We could really use a superhero right now, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we really could. I pointed this out earlier this evening that if a particular last president was still in the office, the White House Twitter account may have paid a nice tribute to Stan Lee today, but that did not happen today because that person is no longer in the White House.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's an American legend. A normal White House would have absolutely written a statement.
Look, in the 60s, Stan Lee and Marvel Comics were not afraid to take a stand on social issues.
Yeah, so Matt Whitaker, the Kingpin, or Mr. Baldman, or what are some other... I was thinking when I looked at him, he looks like a guy in your high school who would just crash into you and just keep walking. Like that guy. And like not apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, has he yet gotten all of Mueller's files, every bit of evidence that he's collected? Has he been able to obtain that yet? That's the big scare about Whitaker, is that he'll be able to take everything that Mueller has found and give it to Trump to be shredded.
I don't know where we're at with that, or if we'll even find out. But I'm actually very confident that Mr. Whitaker is not. I don't think this thing is going to play out the way they wanted. Mm-hmm. I think he's definitely dangerous.
Yeah.
But I think once again, Trump is playing 1 or 0-dimensional chess. Yeah. He could have picked, there's a lot of loyalists. He could have reached down there and found somebody.
Well, look, Whitaker, though, is being called the interim director. He's got the interim title. He doesn't have the full job. I know Chris Christie's name is being bounced around for attorney general now.
Right. Like there's so many people like Chris Christie you could have reached towards, but you picked a guy who at this very moment may be under federal investigation.
Look, come on. Trump had to pick him. He did nothing but go on TV kissing Trump ass for months and months and months. So, of course, he got the job. Yeah. Chris Christie, say what you will about Chris Christie, he doesn't just 100% kiss Trump's ass.
No, I mean, he's a smart player. So he kind of, if he was smart, he'd stay away from Trump. But, these guys are. Mm-hmm. I don't think Whitaker understands, like, he's going to go to jail behind this. Mm-hmm. He could just as easily be indicted.
Well, look, everything Trump needs him to do is obstruction of justice.
Right, like it's even his appointment is highly contested.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to have some sort of Senate or congressional approval? That never happened.
No, they went through like 5 steps to find him. That you're 5 layers that you're supposed to first find somebody else. So they're gonna sue them in court. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, yeah, he's dangerous, but no, like Mueller has this covered. Yeah. He thought of stuff like this. The way I look at Trump and his situation, it's like he's in a maze, and no matter where you go, it all ends in the same place. A guy with handcuffs, or the end of his presidency, or whatever. You use your own metaphor. Yeah. There's no running away from it. He fired Comey, so he got Mueller, and he can fire Mueller, but then just something else will happen. The report will hit every newspaper. It's fucking over, man.
Trump's going down, and I hope it's sooner than later.
Yeah. Jeff Sessions had his last day, though. That was funny.
Oh.
Yeah, he walked out.
SNL had fun with him the other night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed
Kate McKinnon. She basically put the character to bed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call it, Rick Wilson calls it ETTD, you know?
ETT, I don't know, what's that?
Everything Trump touches dies.
Oh, yeah. I have not heard that.
It's true. It's what's going to happen to Whitaker. It's what happened to everybody.
It's going to happen to his kids.
ETTD.
Yeah.
Look at Sessions. He top of his game, and now look at him. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at, and he could easily get indicted too because he's part of this Russian mess too.
Yeah, like Al Franken exposed that. Remember when Sessions was having his hearings, to get the job? Yeah, that's when Al Franken exposed him.
Yeah,
which made him have to recuse himself, which pissed off Trump.
And Al Franken said they were actually friends, so that must have been actually kind of weird. As he said, he genuinely liked Jeff Sessions as a person, which I find a little weird. But
that might be a politician thing to say.
You know, I don't think so. I think he was very genuine when he said that, and this was way before that. He said we like each other. He said that was mutual.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. It could have been. Yeah. But I mean, look. I mean, you can Google the photo of Sessions with the Make America Great Again hat. He was the first one.
He sure was, yes.
Stuck his neck out. Yeah. And now look at his ass. Mm-hmm. ETTD. So true. Yeah, so Florida is, they're still doing their thing down there.
Oh, yeah. Now Trump doesn't want any outstanding ballots counted.
Yeah, he's trying to, on Veterans Day, he's trying to block members of the military from having their vote counted.
Now, we will have to point this out. Trump, I don't think necessarily realized that the votes still coming in are from military. I think he was just saying, no more vote. It has to only be the votes that came in on that date. I think he's just too stupid to realize that's how soldiers vote, overseas deployed soldiers.
You could have stopped your whole sentence that Trump didn't realize.
Yeah, and just, true.
And just play, yeah. Yeah, well, to be fair, I mean, this dude literally flew to France to sit in his hotel room and just watch TV. Like the laziness I'll never get used to it. I'll never get used to that level of laziness. No. Maybe as someone who does work, I work, long hours and stuff, and so do you. That type of laziness, it's really always bothered me when I see that, and especially somebody like that.
It's the president doing it.
Right.
That's so frightening. So sad.
Right. Like the dude had today, again, no public events, right? Like nothing listed.
Well, it's okay to do that when you're a white president.
He skipped Arlington. Like you said, I've never been that guy who says, I've never been that guy who posts on his Facebook page, imagine if Obama, but I did it for this one.
Yeah. Come on. What if Obama said, I'm not going to go observe Veterans Day?
Arlington National Cemetery. He couldn't even show up. Yeah. Wow.
Lawrence O'Donnell pointed out that it's walking distance from the White House. Okay, we'll give Trump some benefit of the doubt. It's walking distance for a non-obese human.
All right, so Jim Acosta.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Acosta.
Stop.
Jim Acosta was on fire the other day. I had to get to this. Mm. Jim Acosta's been banned from the White House.
Yes, he was.
Which is illegal. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. CNN is going to sue because that's illegal. We pay their salary. You can't fucking ban a journalist from our White House. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. But did you see that whole video?
Oh, I sure did. I definitely have an opinion on that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Trump manufactured the whole thing because Trump already knows that there's a contentious relationship with Jim Acosta. So a normal president has the option of just not calling on Jim Acosta.
That's true.
Trump called on Jim Acosta. He was the second reporter that he called on at this press conference, and he started interrupting Acosta right off the bat. Trump knew exactly what he was doing. Acosta, I don't want to say Acosta fell for it, because Acosta was there trying to do his job, trying to ask questions and get these answers.
Right.
But Trump deliberately set that thing off to make it happen the way it did. Because Trump knows when he fights with the press, his cult followers love it. And after the shellacking that the Republicans took on Election Day the night before, Trump had to do something.
Yeah, he looks so bad.
He totally manufactured that whole thing to happen that way.
But do you think the thing that happened where the girl bumped into Jim Acosta's arm, you think he manufactured that? Or
you mean the instant replay? That, it's just like in professional sports. It's okay when we doctor the video and slow it up and speed it down to make him look bad. That was Kellyanne Conway's explanation. They're making a mountain out of a molehill out of that. It's being played up that Jim Acosta put his hand. Okay, Sarah Huckabee Sanders tweeted that Jim Acosta you can't put your hands on a White House intern. Well, here's what I have to say to that. How many hands does Jim Acosta have? Because one hand was holding the microphone the whole time. So he could not have put his hands, plural, on the intern. And, he didn't hurt her. He did not accost her. Excuse the pun.
Acosta's sharp. I mean, you can. I have my maybe disagreements about how he goes about whether it's serving any purpose, but I certainly don't care if he fights back against these people. No. And he's smart. He totally, when that woman was trying to grab the mic out of his arm in some 1984 type move, which is totally bizarre, she accidentally kind of crashed into him, and he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." Okay, he was totally polite.
Let's just not let this slide. There is a person that the White House instructs to take microphones away from journalists.
Yeah, they had their little Nazi out there, the brunette girl. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. So I hope they sue him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So the scary thing about that, though, was then InfoWars, this guy Paul Joseph Watson, who works for InfoWars, right? He created a fake video of Acosta assaulting her, which obviously didn't happen, and the White House sent that video out to the whole world.
Yeah, the White House is retweeting InfoWars. Let that sink in. Gay frogs, crisis actors, InfoWars.
I'm sorry, did you just say gay frogs?
Yeah, that's one of InfoWars' infamous stories.
Oh, that's
an InfoWars story. Don't even make me get into it, but yeah, they scare you with gay frogs. The frogs are being turned gay because of chemicals or something.
Oh, that's good.
Now, come on. I'm sure our audience knows the gay frogs InfoWars story.
So on that note, Axios just dropped this this awesome article. Democrats have at least 85 subpoenas queued up.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear the story yet.
Oh, my God. Well, you have to scroll down because it just keeps – it's all the investigations they're going to open up on Trump. It's unbelievable.
Is Maxine Waters' subpoena of the tax returns at the top of the list?
The tax returns are up there.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff there, though. I did put it up on the Mueller Time Facebook page. But you can't even believe what's on that list.
How great will it be if Maxine Waters is the one that actually gets the tax returns? That would just be some beautiful poetic justice.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. It sounds like, while it is, oh my God.
Well, I'm just, in case anyone's not aware, she will be the head of the Ways and Means Committee, and those are the people that can submit the tax returns.
Yeah, it's the bug out. Actually, and I think Treasury, I'm sure more than one could probably get the returns if they want to.
Well, yeah. I want to see Maxine Waters be the one right now. Look, ask me next week. Maybe I'll have a different favorite politician to get it. But the beating that she takes, the racist attacks that she gets, let's see her get those tax returns.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They have stuff that I forgot about, like Scott Pruitt, just Tom, that guy was the doctor, the health guy.
Wait, which doctor? Ronnie Jackson or the crazy doctor in New York?
They do have Ronnie Jackson there too, but no, Tom Price, the guy was briefly the I forget. They had him up there in one of those cabinets.
Ronnie Jackson was just handing drugs to everybody, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got to get investigated. But you wouldn't believe this list. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I guess I should go look at our Facebook page and read it.
You have to keep clicking down more, and there's just it's Absolutely wild. 85 subpoenas. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not even Axios is like, that's not the full extent of it.
And almost any one of them can put him away for good.
I'm just curious. I'd be interested to know the manpower, how that works, and how, because they have to go about their business of legislating, doing their job.
Oh, can we get back to when you said manpower? That reminded me of something. Today, again, we mentioned was a federal holiday. Mm-hmm. Mueller's team worked today. That was a news story today. That Mueller's team did not take Veterans Day off.
No. Well, I've often said that's what's often made me laugh is that Trump takes all this time off and Mueller never does. And you can see how it's paying off.
How much time a day does Mueller have in executive time?
And Mueller's a combat veteran. That's the best thing. If anyone should have taken today off, the guy who was shot in Vietnam, as opposed to the guy who got a bowling participation trophy. Mueller, they say he gets to the office around 7:15. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's there till
7 or 7:15.
Probably.
Later. Yeah.
And everybody in that, what do they probably sleep 4 hours, 5 hours a night, if they're lucky. Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Those are American heroes we're speaking of.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of which, California has pretty much been on fire, as you know. We can smell it from where we are. Fortunately, it's not right here.
No, it wasn't as bad today, but all weekend it smelled like a campfire all through Hollywood.
Yeah, which is why it was so just unbelievable to see what he blamed us for. Like 40 people have died. It's just another impeachable thing. Throw it up there on the list.
Well, look, California did not vote for Trump. We're not his people.
Yeah.
He wants to see us burn. Keep that in mind, Californians. Your president does not like you because you didn't vote for him.
It was kind of a trip, though, to realize, like, I've never had to have that realization that I might be, like, on my own. Like, you never think that a president won't look out for you. Yeah. Never.
Well, yours doesn't.
Right. Like, even like Bush, who, like, I thought he was the worst president till this guy. Mm. But I never thought if something like it happened, Bush wouldn't try to help. No, he might fuck it up, but he would at least try.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, to insult people. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, and now I don't have the tweet in front of me, but the tweet was like just factually incorrect anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Now, later in the day, the same day, there were a couple heartfelt tweets wishing the best to the victims of the fires in California. Obviously, Trump didn't write it, but it did come from his account.
Yeah. That was that other. I mean, he has a couple people who have access, but he was asleep for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely the let's try to fix this tweet.
Yeah. And then I guess from what I'm understanding, Paul Manafort is. They're saying he's not providing Mueller what he needs.
Oh, he's not being cooperative anymore?
Well, Mueller thinks he's hiding something, which makes sense because that's kind of his MO. Every time he's given them something, remember the first time he got arrested and he was writing a...
Oh, yeah. No, he was trying to get messages back and forth.
He was trying to tell people, like, don't talk to Mueller. And then he actually, this guy is...
Well, that's why he got put away without, he didn't have house arrest and he got moved to a different jail.
Well, also because he wrote an op-ed column. Yeah. He wrote an op-ed column while he was like basically like under surveillance and house arrest, which was actually kind of funny, to be honest with you. Like that's hilarious. So it sounds like this guy has he is really trying to hide something.
All right. Well, what do you think it is? What's he hiding?
I think basically
he's already behind bars. What does he have to lose?
You know what I think it is? I think basically Paul Manafort doesn't want him and his family to get killed. Okay. And he knows that they will absolutely kill his family and whoever he owes money to. Mm-hmm. It may also be that he doesn't even know, and they've said this about Trump too, they may not even know the people who have dirt on them because they've done so much dirt. Because I'm reading this book called The Apprentice by this guy, Greg Mueller, who writes for The Post.
Yeah, you've mentioned this book a few weeks in a row.
Yeah. And he was talking about Manafort. I mean, the guy it's like he's like kind of an amazing character. He has done dirt with so many third world dictators, and he's a really smart guy. That's part of why he.
Yeah, you know what? His family might have to go into the witness protection program.
I hope they have protection right now.
Yeah,
I really hope they do. This guy is a piece of work.
Okay, hold on a second though. I don't understand how maybe the witness protection program would even work for Manafort's family. Because, look, I'm sure there's too many spies on the inside anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like better than not being in the witness protection, but...
Well, okay. But
But yeah, I'm sure you can still.
I mean, look, his crimes are at such a high level, and the highest level of our law enforcement is investigating it. I don't. When you got someone like Whitaker now as the attorney general, you're going to find out if if Manafort's family goes into the witness protection program. There is no witness protection program for them.
Yeah, I mean, until we get a stable government back in there, that's true.
Yeah.
But that Apprentice book is really good. I'm slow. I'm like a slow reader because I don't have that much time, but it's definitely worth reading. Yeah.
Oh, there's another new book out that we should both get. Seth Abramson's book is out.
Yeah.
Now, we've read his book already because it's just his tweets, but then it's all there together in one book.
So he took all his tweets and put them in a book.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
It is, yeah.
So you don't have to. It doesn't. Does the book open with thread in capital letters?
Mega thread.
Yeah.
Mega book.
Now everybody does that. Like everybody.
Yeah, well, like Seth Abramson taught political Twitter how to thread your tweets, and so you got to give him some credit for that.
I have this thing, because I'm a writer, I have this thing about my feeling about the Gettysburg Address, and the way people write, because the Gettysburg Address is probably like the best speech ever given in American politics anyway, and it was 2 minutes long. So when I see someone rant on Twitter with this 35-page thing, I'm like, couldn't you have shortened that a little bit?
Well, yeah.
It's weird how people equate length with quality. It's true. When you see things go viral on Facebook.
Didn't you learn not to do that in 6th grade? Yeah, I thought that's what everybody's 6th grade teacher taught them in writing. Length does not equal quality.
I don't remember what happened in 6th grade.
Yeah, I don't either.
But
I'm just guessing that's the grade where you learn.
It could be. Well, I was always the best writer, so.
Okay, yeah. So you never had that problem.
I used to be able to. Dude, this is absolutely true. I once wrote a paper in class, not even listening. I was writing with one hand and doing something else, and my buddy had spent weeks on the same thing, and of course I got an A and he got a C. It was just
that shows your writing skills. You're a good writer.
Yeah, and of course writing in pencil, turning in.
Wow, I don't own pencils anymore.
Yeah, that was good. So yeah, man, I don't know did you see the thing that happened with the kids? So the school in what is it, Baraboo?
Yeah, I never heard of it, but it's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so Baraboo, Wisconsin. I was, man.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
So the entire senior class of Baraboo, Wisconsin.
No, only the boys.
Just the boys.
Yes, not the entire senior class, just the dudes. The white dude, just the white dudes.
Yeah. I don't know though. It's still it's basically the senior class. So it's not the girls. Yeah. Fair enough. So it's half of the senior class threw up a Nazi salute.
There is one kid, if you look at the picture, and he defended himself today.
Yeah.
There's the kid that's at the top right is not giving the salute. And someone from the Young Turks was tweeting about this. He had a mega thread tweet about the entire situation. And as he was putting these tweets out, students from the school started writing to him. The kid who is in the top right wrote and said he's been bullied by almost everybody in that picture for the whole time he's been in that high school. And he blamed it on the photographer. The photographer told them to all put up the Nazi salute. He refused to do it, but he couldn't step out because the photographer's there just taking pictures. And you see the kid up there with his hands by his side.
Yeah, we really need to have an FBI investigation into this town. I mean, this needs a law enforcement, not because taking a picture is illegal, but that I've never seen anything like that.
Well, if you read this, I will put this thread on our Facebook page. There were letters from girls from this high school they were writing to the Young Turks tweeter, and just describing how they would try to report harassment and just racially charged incidents to the school's faculty, and they all got blown off. Oh, you can't prove it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of the girls was complaining about how right after the 2016 election, students were running around saying white power. And they were told, well, that's their constitutional right.
Yeah, I mean, this Nazi thing is way out of control, but no one's ever seen anything like that photo. Never.
You know what? In honor of Stanley, let's all go punch a Nazi today.
Hey, I mean, look, they're the ones they started it, like they say when you're a kid. I don't understand what when you look at that photo, what is your reaction supposed to be exactly? I mean, and I hope there's consequences there for those kids.
Look, yeah, let's find out the names of every single one of them. And every time they go on a job interview, every college they apply to, let's make sure those admissions experts at these, or what do you call the person who does admissions at a college? Make sure they all see that photo.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I believe in second chances, but until I've heard what happened there, I don't get.
Okay, sure. They can get a second chance. You don't just get a second chance, though. Make them earn it.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people were just like, expel them, but I was like, no, they need to learn something.
Well, yeah, sure, they can get their second chance, but that doesn't mean that this gets swept under the rug.
I'm serious. Like, they literally need the FBI down there, because if they did that openly, what else is going on in that town?
Well, look, read this thread. You'll read all kinds of scary things that happen at this school to kids that are different.
Yeah.
That aren't like white dudes.
Speaking of which, we're looking for sponsors. If you enjoy your ad being between a discussion about white Nazis and the Mueller investigation.
Hey, we got listeners, top 20 on the iTunes chart.
Right. Yeah, we hit the top 20 right next to Pod Save America. And we have one sponsor in the works right now, which is awesome. Yeah. But anyone else who's interested, you can find us on the Mueller Time Facebook page, Mueller Time Pod on Twitter, or the Mueller Time Podcast at Gmail, if you prefer the more covert way of contact. Gmail.
Yeah, because using Google is a covert way of communicating.
Do you have anything you'd...
No, I covered everything. I brought some notes, and we got to everything in my notes.
You had one thing written on a piece of paper.
Oh, well, we got to it.
Awesome. Well, there was one more thing.
Yes.
Right. I went to the protest.
Oh, that's right.
Was
that
Protect Mueller.
That was Wednesday night, right? Yes.
Yeah, when Whitaker was appointed, which I'm very glad I went. It was when I got there, because I wasn't able to get there at the beginning. It was kind of clearing out, but it was cool. I'm glad I was there.
You went to the City Hall one downtown LA? Okay, because it was happening in every major city across the country.
Yeah, it was not a small thing. You're right. There were people, and they were everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to Protect Mueller, and I'm glad I went. It was very interesting. There's a lot of groups who show up at those things.
Were there any agitators there? Counter protesters?
No. There were some weird people though.
Yeah, well, weirdos love to show up to things like protests.
Yeah, there was some guy from I'm not going to give him a plug. It was just some far left-wing group who was like talking to me a little too long, and I was like, yeah, I really don't want to be like on an FBI watch list because they took a photo of me talking to you. So I was like, actually at one point I just said something that made no sense and just kind of ran across the street.
Good. That's what you have to do to those people.
Yeah, I grabbed my friend. I was like, yeah, we have to go.
I had an incident like that at Politicon. So yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
Otherwise, we're going to be catching you guys next week as always.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in once again.
And we'll talk to you soon.